What up, Salty Crew, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Nicole, and I love sharing plant-based recipes. Some of them are low carb, some of them aren't, but they just reflect a very balanced vegan plant-based diet. So if you're into that, make sure that you like this video and subscribe. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make low carb vegan pancakes. And let me tell you, it is so hard to make pancakes that are both low carb and vegan, because having eggs helps a lot. Without eggs, it's a hot damn mess. But I ended up figuring it out. It was not easy, but I really like this recipe. I think you guys will too, and they're really delicious. I just want to say, don't expect them to taste exactly like regular flour pancakes. They're not going to. Plain and simple. They're low carb and they're vegan, so but they are delicious. So I think you guys will like them. And without any further ado, let's get into the recipe. So you're going to start out by making your flax eggs. So to do this, you're going to take a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, place it into a bowl, and then add 1/2 cup of water. Mix that around until it's nice and smooth, and then you can set it aside for 5 minutes, and the mixture will get very gelatinous and stretchy, kind of like eggs would. If you've made a flax egg before, they're great. They're a great substitute for regular eggs. They allow things to rise when you bake them. They hold things together really nicely, and when you let them sit for 5 minutes, they have a really nice eggy texture. But the key is you have to let them sit for at least 5 minutes. So while you're waiting for your flax egg, you can get a large bowl and add the rest of the ingredients into it. So you are going to need 2/3 of a cup of coconut flour, a 1/4 cup of almond flour, a 1/4 cup of monkfruit sweetener, which is basically a low carb sugar substitute. I really love it. It doesn't have a weird aftertaste like stevia does. 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then you can take a rubber spatula and mix that together until all of the dry ingredients are well incorporated. Then you want to create a well in the center of the dry ingredients so we can have a place to put all the wet ingredients. So to the well, you're going to add 1/2 cup of almond milk, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, 1/2 cup of cashew butter. You can also use peanut butter here, but I wanted to use cashew butter because it has a more neutral flavor. Almond butter wouldn't quite work unless it was a really thick almond butter. I find that almond butters are usually too runny, and we want this batter to be really thick. And the flax eggs. Mix that together very carefully by only mixing the wet ingredients inside the well first, and once that's started to be incorporated, you can mix the rest of the dry ingredients as well. So make sure everything is mixed together really, really well, and the dough will be thick. It'll be kind of like cookie dough, but that's what you're looking for. The key to low carb vegan pancakes is that you want the batter to be pretty thick, not like traditional pancakes. Once your dough is ready, you can start preheating your pan that you're going to cook your pancakes in. I recommend using a non-stick pan for this. It'll just make your life so much easier, just trust me. So what you're going to do is put it on high. You're going to preheat it pretty well, like really, really well. You want the pan to be extra hot. And then you're gonna remove the pan from the heat. I know this sounds crazy, but just trust me. If you want to make sure that your pancakes come out well, you gotta prep the pan right. So you're gonna remove it from the heat once it starts to smoke and it's clearly very hot. Remove it from the heat, leave it off for 1 to 2 minutes, and then you're gonna reduce the heat to low. The key to these pancakes is you wanna cook them low and slow, baby. So once your pan has cooled off slightly for a minute or 2, you can add it back to the heat with the low heat setting, and then you can spoon in your, I wanna call it dough, but it's pancake batter. So you're gonna start spooning in your thick pancake batter, and I'm using a pretty large spoon. It's probably like about 1/4 of a cup, maybe less. That's the amount that you want to add to the pan for each pancake. So you're gonna spoon that in carefully, and you don't wanna touch it. You don't wanna try to flatten it out or anything like that. Just plop it on in there, and I'll tell you how to handle them from here on out. So once you plop your pancakes in, I recommend doing 1 or 2 at a time, and you want them to brown on one side, the first side that you put them on, and you just enough to like kind of brown them slightly in that they're non-stick. Flip it over, and then let it sit for a few seconds, and then you're going to smash down each pancake very gently. Don't want to be too rough with it. Smash it down so that it is more flat. And then I go around with the spatula and I kind of like shape them so they're nice and smooth on the edges. Otherwise they'll just look like, you know, kind of jagged and weird. And this will also help them stay together when you're flipping them. So you're gonna cook your pancakes on this next side for, I would say, like 2 minutes. Remember, it needs to be low and slow, so really low heat. The heat should not be burning it or making it too dark on one side. So once 2 minutes has passed, wiggle your way under the pancake, flip it again, and cook it again on the first side that you cooked it on. As I'm explaining it, it sounds kind of crazy, but doing it, it doesn't seem that complicated. And the biggest thing about these pancakes is that you want to gently handle them in the pan because they are delicate, and you want to make sure that they're cooked all the way through without getting too dry. And then you're just going to repeat the process until all of your pancake dough / batter is all used up, and you can serve it with some vegan butter. I love eating mine with berries, either strawberries or blackberries or raspberries. And then I love using this Lankanto maple syrup. This is not sponsored, I just love this stuff. I've talked about it so many times. Oh my God, it's leaking. Oh, the top was undone. Oh my God. I've used it in so many different recipes on my channel. It's just a really great low-carb keto substitute for maple syrup, and it tastes really good. Oh, it smells so good. You can tell these pancakes will fill you up. They're dense, but not like in a bad way. They're kind of like cakey, but really good. Oh, thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and comment down below what other low-carb recipes you want to see from me next. And also subscribe to be part of the Salty Crew family. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I post a new video. Take care of yourself this week, eat good food, and I will see you in the next one.
Diet Coke ain't good for the soul. Give me that orange soda. Give me a grape like you see in the movies. Bubble to the top like a smoothie, you'll see. I'll do you like a 9 to 5.